Go ahead.
So around this time last year, I was telling a story about a little girl who liked to jump in fountains and steal money. A year later, I'm still that little girl, unfortunately, but now I am much more skilled with money, I think, and I'm also coming to you with a new goal in mind. I'm not going to lie, I had been on the fence about running for the past couple of weeks now, but not because I wasn't sure of the responsibilities about running for president, but because I wanted to be 100% sure that I would be able to give you all the highest quality of work to APSA. After some thinking, I came to the conclusion that although I loved all the work that I was able to do for APSA this year, I wouldn't be satisfied leaving it behind just yet. So hi, my name is M.Chua, and I am running to be your next APSA president. On my application, I put 3 qualities that I think distinguish me as a capable leader, but I honestly don't think they do me much justice on paper. To give you a little insight on my weekly life, I typically start doing homework on Sundays, but not because it's due that Monday, because it's due the following Sunday. From there, I get a head start on all my homework that is due in a couple of weeks because I've already done the homework that's due tomorrow. Then throughout the week, I check all these things off in my planner and split up all the APSA work throughout the days and try to get about 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Now, I know that all sounds super crazy and unrealistic for a college student, but this is honestly just how I was raised to be. I am a very hard worker, and this comes from my ability to manage my time. I don't believe in wasting time because I can always be doing something to better myself, either academically, as a leader, or even just my own well-being. Since high school, I was able to juggle different leadership positions while also maintaining a high GPA. I was a dance captain for my show choir, a swim captain for varsity swim, and I was in a lot of community service clubs. Now, I know these positions might seem trivial now, but they are honestly what laid the foundation for my leadership skills that I hope to continue in APSA when I joined last year. So this past year, serving as APSA's finance director assistant is what helped me become very goal-oriented as a leader. I was able to refine my communication skills, especially having to deal with problems in a professional manner, while also learning to work with people of differing opinions. Despite the very busy weeks and weekends spent with APSA, I'm very proud to say that I was still able to maintain my job and maintain my grades. I learned that every single person's opinion counts, and it's much easier to make a decision when every single voice is heard. This year is also when I began to have my own vision for APSA that I knew I could only really fulfill as president. Coming into APSA as a freshman, I was really only looking for the social aspect. The great thing about APSA is that it provides that space. It either provides a social space if you want it, or an academic space, or really about anything that a freshman in college is looking for. After being on eBoard and learning more about what APSA serves to do, I know that we are so much more than just a social organization. My vision for APSA is really to focus on strengthening community relations and having a greater impact on our community, whether it be API or other. Being the largest student organization on campus should really mean something, and we should have the largest voice when it comes to things like AS endorsements, voter turnout, school shootings, and other issues that require our voices to be heard. An issue that APSA has yet to really fix is the self-centeredness that we instill as an organization. We only reach out to local businesses when we need a sponsorship, or we don't go volunteer for a cultural event because we didn't feel like it was rewarding enough for us. However, if we keep looking at these different experiences only as a way for us to gain something, then how are we ever going to let APSA grow as an organization? For example, if Packard's is unable to sponsor us for a semester, does that mean we're just going to stop attending their events, even if their events address important API issues that coincide with our mission statement? In the end, we can only do so much internally for our general body members, but by reaching out to our community and trying to get our voice heard by all of them, we might have a bigger impact. In order to do this, I want to really examine each individual event we hold and look at its effect on APSA as a whole and not just on our members individually. I want to do more than just 2 community service events because as a nonprofit organization who preaches about needing to step up and be the API leaders we are meant to be, we do not contribute enough to our community that helps us thrive. A few ideas I have is to connect with other API organizations or just in general cultural organizations on campus and find a philanthropy or cause that we all can hold a fundraiser for. There are many cultural causes that we could be looking into that we could hold with the other cultural organizations and have a shared goal with these organizations on campus. In addition, I want APSA to take a stronger stance on things such as the ARC referendum, Epiphany, and other issues that have affected our community recently. With such a large organization, our voices should be having a bigger impact than it already does. Lastly, if I do get the chance to be president, I want to maintain the well-being of my executive board. I talked a lot today about how I want APSA to grow as a whole, but this starts with eBoard growing together. One of the main reasons I'm up here running for president is because I want to support all of you amazing people who ran today. I feel like a recurring theme that happens for executive board is that we forget we are students first and foremost, and that we are only human. It is unrealistic for us to think we can have back-to-back APSA events, board meetings, GBMs, and still expect board to study for exams and keep up their own well-being. It's okay for us to make mistakes. So my goal is to look after this board and make sure we all still remember to be accountable for our academics and for our own physical and mental well-being. Whether this means more personal one-on-ones to not even talk about APSA, just to talk about life, or cutting down on a couple of events so that we can focus on the quality rather than the quantity, then I hope I will be able to do that as president. In conclusion, whether you vote for me or not, I am really glad I was able to build up the courage to come up here and share my vision with all of you. I hope you can trust me to work hard and help APSA grow, and I hope to still do it all with a smile on my face. Thank you.